The iControl dashboard system is a graphical reporting system of our base reports. We will review the 5 dashboard reports you should be checking every day and how to properly use them. The dashboards have 5 essential characteristics as follows. First of all, when you look at a graph, you can easily see visually who has the most problems. So in this case, when I look at my voids, my average for all employees is 27, but these employees right here are above the average, so we need to go investigate. The nice thing is with iControl in our graph system, we save you all of the drilling time and give you these reports so that all you have to do is click on voids employee. This opens up and it will show you the dollar voids. And I go ahead and I click on descending, and here it brings me all the employees from the worst down to the best. And then, like I said, you just click on this and you can drill down to the checks. And once you're down to the check level detail, all you have to do is just click on that row, click on the detail, and there it is, and you can see exactly what happened, and you can go ahead and audit that particular check. So I'm going to close that. If I go over to my sales summary dashboard, we have another great feature that will help you in many ways, but this will show me in regards to my sales. I can see that it has this trend graph down here, and this shows me my sales for the last 7 Tuesdays, so we can see how well, how well yesterday compares to the last 7 weeks. We have that for the guest, and also over here for the sales per guest. In the dashboards, we give you the ability to be able to click on the date selector, and you can do a custom date by picking a start and an end date, or you can click on this icon right here and you can look at the dashboard for yesterday, so far this week, last week, or you can even go ahead and click on live. In this case, we'll just leave it the way it is. I'll cancel. And the last thing is that all these dashboards that we have in the system that we build here, all these dashboards do go over to your phone, and so you can have the same identical dashboards on your phone. Now let's look at the dashboards that you need to view daily to analyze what happened yesterday. And the first one that's important for you to look at is your sales summary. Your sales, the number of guests, and the guest average really tells me a lot about the business. So, when you actually look at the report on the dashboard, I can see this $27.93 is $98 better than last week. If we would have had last year's sales in there, it would show a number there, but in this case, they didn't have that. Here's the number of guests that came in the door, yesterday, 123. That's 32 better than last week. And here's my guest average is down. It was 22 yesterday and 29 last week. And again, like I said before, here are your dashboards that show your sales, over the last 7 weeks, your guest trends. The important thing to know about the sales trends for the last 7 weeks when you're building your schedules and you want to go ahead and project your sales for each given day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, etc. By using this graphical reporting right here, we can easily get an average to be able to put into the budgeting program for the scheduling. And last, when you actually click on the report title, it says for sales, it takes you into the iControl. And if we want to further look into our data, we can look at it by cost centers, by shifts, or if we want, we can even click down to hours and see what our hourly sales are. Sales summary gives you a lot of information. It gives you your trends, let you know how well you're doing compared to last week and in the last 7 weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And that concludes the sales summary. And now what I want to do is I want to go look at the labor productivity. So I click on my dashboard selector. I go to labor productivity. Now this report shows you, and it tells me for yesterday, it gives you your sales. We had 27.93. It tells me that we had 100 hours. As long as we had the wages in on those hours, we can see that we spent $776 in labor, or that was 27.77% labor percentage. The report right here beside it, this report is the hourly sales and labor percentage. So again, it has the same kind of format over here, but what it does is it looks at my individual hours and it's going to tell me which hour of the day I had my highest labor. And obviously we can see from 2 to 3, we had 241%, then 99. The way that I can look at this is if I go right here on, I click on the report, and it's my labor productivity report. I can see here that, 11 to 12, we had 283 in sales, and we had those guests. There's 9 people were on the clock. We spent $63 and 22% labor. But our number one hour for problems was between 2 and 3. And here you can see we only had $30.88, but we spent $74 in labor for 241%. The next hour was 99% and then 54%, and then it drops down. I can tell you that typically between 2 and 5, you're going to see a lot of labor in here that's overused, and the fact that COVID and labor could be $15 an hour if you go in here and just got, say, $50 worth of labor for the day, $350 for the week, or you can save $15,000 by just making some simple adjustment. The next report I want to show you after I close this, the next report I want to make you aware of is the week-to-date labor analysis. The biggest one we want to get out of here is the week-to-date employee hours. Go over here and I change my date and I want to know live what hours I have. I just click live right here. So now I can see these employees and I can see so far week-to-date, these are how many hours they have. And to find out in the actual report, I click on the report title. I come over to my week-to-date column right here, and I click on descending, and I can see that these 2 people basically, they haven't clocked out, but this Trammell right here, so far live has 19 hours for the week. But as we move further into the week, anybody that gets in the high 30s, or anybody that might be in overtime, those would be the first ones you'd want to cut from your clock. The next dashboard that we want to take a look at it on a daily basis is I click on my dashboard selector, and now I click on loss prevention. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at my loss prevention for last week, and so I click that and I do that. I can see, my average for discounts for the whole week by employee was $28, and this Rachel Carter was at $69. And then I come over here to voids and I see my average for the week per employee ringing in was 86, and now here's 71. If anybody's above the averages, you want to go and check. So simply, again, all you have to do is click on the voids employees, and this brings you to the screen right here. And then we want to go investigate. We click descending. We click on the employee Rachel, and we drill down to checks. And we see this check right here with the $34. We click right there. We click on the detail, and very quickly we're down, and we can actually look at the check and make sure that the actual void or discount is proper and they're not trying to get over on you. It's important when you're looking at voids or deletes, there are certain things that you want to look at. And the first thing that I try to look at is I try to look at the amount of time on the check. So this check had 81 minutes. Sometimes we might see a check with 300 minutes. So if we have a check that has a lot of time on it, you definitely want to be able to look at that and ask that why is that check so old? Sometimes, here we had 9 people on the check, and sometimes, what we see is we might see 100% discount for all 9 entrees, and down here it might say that the customer was dissatisfied. Well, you would ask yourself, geez, were all 9 customers dissatisfied or just one? It's very important that you actually look at the check and you look at the void reason or the discount reason, and you make sure that it's valid. It's an employee discount for employee meal. Well, when you get to the check level detail, is there more than one entree on that check, meaning that the employee actually got a discount for maybe a friend, or it's a birthday dessert and you open it up and there's 2 birthday desserts in there for free. It's very important every day that you look at those particular transactions to make sure that nobody's that they're stealing from you. The next dashboard that we want to look at is what you're selling, on a daily basis. Right now I can look at this report, and for yesterday, I can see the shrimp basket was my number one item, and the shrimp plate. It's just nice. It tells you, exactly what you sold. I want to look at it for an entire week. Again, all I do is I click on the date, click last week, and now I can see we had a filet lobster tail Valentine's Day special, and that sold $22.10. There's the shrimp plate, etc., etc. So it gives you some idea what you're selling. And down below here is the bottom 10. So when you want to change your menu, you run this report and you find out what you want to take off your menu. Looking at these dashboards will help you significantly to protect your profits. It's very simple. You cannot fix what you do not count or look at. Once you have a daily routine of looking at these specific dashboards, you can then start to explore other reports of iControl to help you better manage your business. Thank you for taking the time to view this video and get a basic understanding of iControl.